Good morning guys, welcome back to today's vlog. Today Reagan and I are going to kind of be sharing with you some tips on like how we save money and things that you guys can do to save money as well as we go on this little mission to be kind of saving as much as we can during this summer. But before we get started, I thought that I would just kind of quickly update you. This morning I took Gnocchi for a walk and then I came home and had breakfast and decided that I would repot my peace lily. So here is what she looks like. Isn't it cute? I put her in this big pot that's got these little leaves painted on it. I think it looks really nice. So my first tip for you guys, and it's something that Reagan and I both do together, is assessing your spending. This is such a huge thing when it comes to trying to save money, and it's probably the first step that I feel like you should take. So it really comes down to like laying down everything that you spend, and then looking at why you're spending it and what you're spending. So I have a little Excel spreadsheet that I use. I've made a little kind of like pretend demo one just so you guys can see what I'm talking about while I'm trying to explain it to make it a little bit more clear. But I'll show you guys basically how I assess my spending and then how I am using that to kind of like stop myself in bad situations. Alright, so you can see on my little spreadsheet here that I've kind of got a grid laid out, and this is a 1 week of spending that I've got here. So in this top corner I would put the date, and I've got everything that comes in and everything that comes out. So for me, all that comes in is my pay, but like this is where you would put things, I don't know, maybe if you had a birthday or like Christmas, or if you get Centrelink payments or something, you would put that in here as well. And I've just used like a round figure of $500 to say that's how much I got paid. And then in this total in section here, I would just hit equals and then sum and then sum all of my incoming things. And then that shows me that the total that came in was $500 for this week. And then you can see that I've got all these color coded things here. I've got blue for savings. My phone bill is in yellow, and I've put that in yellow because it's like it's going out, but it was necessary. Like I had to pay for that. And then I've got breakfast in red. And I've put that in red because it's like I didn't need to spend the money on that. It left my account and I could have had it in there still. So red is like an unnecessary expense. And then finally I've got my nails here, which are pink, and I have one of those a month, and that is my like little monthly treat, which I was talking about to you guys in the last vlog. So then what I do is in my total out, I hit equals and then go sum and sum everything that went out. And then, yep, no worries. And then in the total saved, I hit equals and sum everything that's been saved. So if you're putting things into like different savings accounts, you would just add those here and then hit enter. And then up in this top right corner, I've got the little difference bar. And here I would just hit equals and then do the total in minus the total out. And then I will usually color code this either green or red. So if I'm above and if I'm doing well that week and I haven't spent more than I've like kept, then I will have it in green, and if I have spent more than I've kept, I'll put it in red. So that's basically just how I map my spending. I'm not in any way saying that that is the best way to do it. It's basically just how I figured it out to do it the first time that I did. And I would really suggest mapping out all of your spending, because then it kind of helps you take that next plan of action on like how do I save and what can I save, and shows you really where all your money's kind of going. So I'm going to kind of like chill out for a little bit, and then I'm going to do some baking because Reagan and I are going to our friend's house for dinner tonight, and I am bringing dessert. So it's a little later in the day. I curled my hair, obviously it looks a bit different from the last time you saw me, and I also made the filling for the cake, well, pie that I made for this evening. Sorry, you can't really see me. And now I'm gonna head to Reagan's house and we're gonna film the rest of this video basically, and then go over to Raya's house for dinner tonight. So I arrived at Reagan's house. He's been doing some studying this morning because he's got his exam tomorrow. It's the last one. You don't sound very excited.
No, I'm not excited. I just don't want to. I'm excited to finish it, but I just don't want to do it. Like I'm just exhausted. Self-induced though. All of it's self-induced, but.
Anyway, we thought that now that we're together, we would talk about our next little tip for how you save money, and that is to have a savings account where you don't see the money.
Yeah, I think that's a really big thing, is like limiting yourself, because like we're humans, we're all humans, and we shouldn't trust ourselves and being reliant on like not spending money on like Uber Eats or something, because I know I spent a lot of money on Uber Eats. So having something where you can't see it, or at least where it makes it hard for yourself, like just, you know, you can access it for the sake of emergencies, but it's just a hassle to use it. That money is a huge thing, especially for, like, you know, someone like me who is a bit spontaneous.
We get paid, we have our joint account together, we get paid every week, and we both know the exact amount that is going into that savings account, and the payment comes in and the payment goes out, and we know when we see our paycheck that X amount is just gonna, like, it's just not there kind of thing. Yeah. We have that mentality in our mind, and we put it into the joint account, which I guess is like another side tip, but it's basically because, like, I spend a lot of money on, like, shopping and clothes that I shouldn't, and Reagan spends a lot of money on food and games that he shouldn't, but, like, if it's in our account together, it keeps us accountable.
Like, at the end of the day, even if you spend all of your money on your side of the account, which is not the best thing, at least you know that there's other money that you've saved.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like an insurance policy, I suppose.
So next thing we're going to talk about is making goals, saving goals, spending goals, whatever. So for us, for example, we have a goal of saving, what is it? Over the next summer, we want to save $5,000 between the two of us. So that's a goal we've set. The goals we've set are based on the SMART goals. I'm sure you've all heard them before, but I'm not going to go through them. You know, so that also includes, you know, how much money you want to spend. So we only spend $25 each on our accounts on dumb stuff a week. I mean, that's $50 a week, but we don't necessarily have to spend all that. But it's to keep our, you know, costs and specific, like, you know, realistic. And you can also do it with, you know, how much money you have to spend a month on your car and stuff like that. Setting and sticking to goals is a huge thing for, you know, saving money, because if you don't have any goals, you get to a point where you have a certain amount of money, or you just stay at a, you know, $500 and you keep spending it because you have no, like, goals to set towards.
I think it's also really important that you can have a goal for your spending, but this is where, like, having a realistic goal is important. Is you could say, like, say I earn like $500 a week, I'm going to save $400 every week, and then all of a sudden your car registration's due, or you have to pay insurance, or you have to take your dog to the vet, or whatever it is. You need to be realistic about the money that you have to spend. Like, that's money that you have to spend. Your phone bill comes up, whatever. So I'd just say, like, set the goal but make it realistic. That's why we've only said, like, we could probably save a lot more than $5,000 this summer, but in order to live a happy life and also to meet the expenses that we already have from just living, we need to make it a smaller amount. So that's where that comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're now going on our way to Meeks, and we just want to address the fact that we have, like, gained 200, 300 subscribers in the past,
over the weekend.
It's crazy, and I don't even know where to start, but, like, all our engagement, our views, everything that's gone up. So we're just talking about that, actually.
We've been, like, sharing a lot on Twitter and, like, working on our Instagram a bit more and, like, all that kind of stuff. And, like, that's what we think is helping, but I mean, obviously there's no way to know, and we have to look in depth into our analytics to see, like, where it's all coming from.
But we still have to wait a few days for that anyway.
But it's just so exciting, and we're like just having a bit of a conversation about that and, like, where it's all come from.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for 500 subs. Like, it's huge. But right now we're at 680 something. Yeah. And when we upload, we can upload the clip of when we actually edit this.
Yeah.
Like, we're growing so fast. It's crazy. Like, how many years did it take us to get to our first, like, 300? 3 years?
Well, yeah,
4 years?
We started in 2015.
Yeah. Now, 3 years later, we've, like, got 100 subs a year. Now we got 300 in a week.
Yeah, it's, like, crazy.
Anyway, now the next tip.
Okay, so it is the next day. We didn't film anything last night, first of all because we forgot the camera, and second of all just because we were, like, spending time with my friends and everything, so that was, like, I don't know, you don't really want to film people in their face. Besides the point. So I'm about to actually head into the city to hang out with the same friend from last night, but I thought that I would quickly do the next 2 tips in one for, like, how to save money and how we save money. So my first tip is that you should unsubscribe and, like, stop searching for, that one's really hard, but, like, mostly unsubscribe from, like, the emails that you get for shopping websites. So I get heaps of emails from, like, ASOS, Cotton On, all of that kind of stuff. And so if I just, like, unsubscribe from that, I'm not tempted to click on it and I'm not tempted to spend that money. And the second thing is, like, also if you stop searching for it, then it stops trying to plug it to you on Instagram and all of that kind of stuff. Now the second tip in that is that I try to keep my card in a hard to reach place, and I don't save my card details to the websites. So like, I make sure that I have to actively get up, go out, get my card, and then put it in when I'm trying to buy something online, and that stops me from spending money stupidly because I have to think about it. So that's just something else that I would recommend for you guys if you want to save money, and like online shopping is a really big thing for you. But now I'm gonna head on the train and head to the city and see my friend. And just like that, I'm at Reagan's house. He's finished his exam, and of course he's playing Fortnite. And we thought that we would finish this vlog really quickly with our final tip that actually links into what's this gonna be? Sunday's video. So obviously we're in a relationship. Who knew? And a thing that makes it really easy to spend money is us going out on dates all the time. And although we have an allowance for it, it can get pretty expensive.
Yeah, like last year the month, it was pretty bad.
That was bad. Anyway, but I guess just making time to go on dates that don't cost money is something that really is beneficial for saving. So if you guys come back on Sunday, you can see our video where we're starting a new series for budget date ideas.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Sunday.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? You like the uploads?
Goodbye.
Bye.